And should be live around about now. Okay, so welcome everybody to Crabby D&D. I am here with my players Sudz, Sam, Simon, and Harlan. Unfortunately, Infernal has disappeared. He's been abducted by the Sandman. So we'll be going. Yeah, we'll be going. We'll be going on without him for now. He has given me permission to do so, and if he does turn up, he may turn up partway through. We'll see. Either way.
In dark Aleuir, dead Infernal lies dreaming.
Exactly. So, let us begin, and I'll set the scene. Now, to those who have noticed, the side of the board that I do use, unfortunately, does not feature Sudz because I'm getting his tile done. So, let us begin. Where we last left. Shut up. When we last left off, our players and their characters, Elsyan, Queglod, Sasha, Bhold, and Malcom, had all made their way into the underground of the tavern they'd been staying at, which has a rather nice fighting pit for as far as they are aware. And they headed down into the underground, meeting with the head of the Phoenix, an organisation that runs the underground business for the city and town itself. After speaking with the head, they discovered that the individual they're looking for, the Arsonist in question, had head west out of the town, heading towards the Wandering Forest. After meeting here, Malcom spoke to the one in charge of him, Baroness Payne, and she gave him the go-ahead to travel with them. After they'd found out this information and finding out that they now have a debt owed to the head of the Phoenix, the party decided that they would gather what goods they needed from the shops and markets down in the underground to make their way out to try and finally hunt down this Arsonist once and for all. So, you guys are all currently in the barracks for the underground area in the Phoenix. You're in one of the several rooms that lines the main stretch that leads down to the main courtyard where all the markets and general crafting district and things like that are in. So you're on in one of those rooms down the corridor, and I'm gonna say, Elsyan, you're the first one to wake up.
I'm thinking that it's dangerous. Just enjoying the peaceful music. Just wake up. I presume there's nothing particularly notable around me.
No, it's just a set of 6 bunk beds in the room that you're in.
Ugh,
and
testable.
Maybe you're hallucinating.
You've been sleeping in one on your own, away from everybody else in the corner.
Still, it's such detestable living quarters. Not one out of elven birth. Noble elven birth, in fact. Just not right. I'm gonna try and wake the others though, because if I'm not sleeping, they can't. I'm gonna start with Smashfist. Try and wake up Smashfist.
How do you wake him up?
Well, there are multiple ways I could do this.
Hey, have Farnsworth wake me up. That'll fucking go well.
I am going to mind thrust him awake.
Oh, just because you want to thrust in me.
No, I'm not going to mind thrust him awake. No, it's that could kill a man. Could it? Yeah, that could kill you.
And I'll be honest, most things have the potential to kill us.
I'm going to just get my spear and poke him with the blunt end.
Okay.
Repeatedly.
You're gonna jab him. with the
Yeah,
blunt end of it.
jab him to an that.
Jab it,
No,
jab it,
actually,
jab,
myself.
jab.
Give me a roll. This will be against your AC, considering you're wearing no armor. So
What was it?
It was a 3.
it was a 3. So yeah, you go to jab at Sasha just as she rolls over to onto her side.
Fucking dwarf. I'm just gonna walk off. Just, fuck it. Try and find
Wake
somewhere to
someone
get
else.
Wait, so I'll try and wake up Queglod, but being obviously more polite, because Queglod actually seems like a respectable human being.
I'd
And
like
also
you to.
is, you know,
I'd
an
like
old
you to give
lady.
me a stealth check. Damn.
A stealth check. A stealth check, you say?
Yes, stealth check. It's at this
That's
point.
a 6.
It's at this point that Queglod and Malcom both wake up from the noise after you jab the end of the base of your spear into Sasha's bed.
I like jabbing my spear into Sasha. What?
Okay, do it, you bloody hell of an asshole.
Oh, the disappointment that I'm hearing here.
Oh, you don't want to know what I'm going to do to you, hell of an asshole, what?
Do I want to know what's going on, Elsyan?
Hey, I'm not awake, you don't know what's happening.
No,
Then-
talking to me.
Then don't speak, Harlan, please. You confuse things.
No, not really. It's probably best that you don't know. Oh, Queglod, it really isn't.
Very well. Just leave our cleric alive.
I would do anything other than leaving him alive?
I'm just
I'm
gonna,
nothing
like,
I'm
raise one eyebrow,
not going
like,
to.
stare at him for a minute, and then just get out of bed and go get something to eat.
What's that look for? I'm a perfectly nice person. Even Elsyan going, actually, wait, no, that's wrong. No, I'm not.
I like to imagine that in my sleep, Sasha is like going, what?
No, I think I better go get something to eat as well.
Okay. So, as you head out of the room, you head into the regular corridor area. You know to the right of you, down quite a ways down the stone hallway, that there's the main marketplace, which has the food canteen area that you previously went into, and left leads you to the underground tavern area that you came in through.
Okay. Right then.
Okay then. Right. Do we know?
Should we wake? Start first up.
It's
I'm
at
just
it's at
gonna-
this point that
Smash fist.
Behold,
Smash.
you're asleep, Smashfist. It's at this point Behold wakes up, and just gets out of bed and looks at you all, wondering, just looking at all of you as you're discussing this.
Behold, there you are.
That could work.
I trust you're well rested.
Yep.
Good to hear. Well then, I suspect we'll have a long day ahead of us.
Aye, ready.
Was Malcolm in the same room as us when we woke up?
Yeah, Malcom was on one of the other. He was on the top bunk of one of the other beds,
Cool. Okay.
and just jumps down with no issue.
Cool.
Are we gonna leave that one asleep, or...
That one is very much fast asleep. You could try and wake him up.
I guess I could try and use Entangle to wake him up.
Well, just try and wake me up normally, for God's sake.
You're asleep.
That was Harlan, not Sasha.
You're asleep.
Slip!
It's at this point that Bhold walks over and just like as you go to snore the next time, just shoves his fingers up your nose. And you just begin choking now. No, you're awake, but you're choking.
Okay, I'm just gonna like try and rip Behold's fingers out of me. Well,
Give me a strength check.
Oh god.
I'm not beating this, am I?
Go ahead. Nope. You try to pull Behold's fingers out of your nose, and he just looks at you as you try to like tug on them, and he just pulls them out and wipes them on you, and then like stands back, picks up his stuff, and just walks out. Looking at Queglod and kind of shifting his head to the left as if that's where he's going.
Okay, I'm gonna use my thaumaturgy to make ominous whispers or just follow Behold around.
You're only going to be able to do it while he's in line of sight. So the moment he leaves the room, it won't work.
Oh, I'm following to make sure that this happens.
Okay. So you getting ready or not? Because you're not wearing your chainmail at the moment.
Oh, well then I'm getting ready and...
You would have slept
waiting
to get a
later for
good
my
night's
bed.
sleep. You would have rested without your chainmail.
What are you talking about? Dwarves are always in chainmail. It's like wearing pajamas.
So are
I'm
you?
kidding, obvious.
Okay, you are kidding. Okay. So what do you do?
I get up and ready and like, for God's sake, can't I get a decent night's sleep? I've got sleep apnea, you asshole. Nah.
Just Elsyan's just shaking his head.
Leave Behold alone. We have work to do today.
This is very ominous music, by the way.
I'm sorry, Queglod, but you did see what he did, right?
He was waking you up. I believe this is a normal morning greeting where he is from. You can't blame him for trying
Can
to...
I get a history check? First of all, can I get like a check whether that is lying? Like...
So you want to do an insight check and then a history check.
Or either or, whichever one that you... Well, or both.
You can choose which one you want to do.
Yeah,
first.
are you trying to figure out if I'm wrong or if I'm lying?
Yeah, I wanna figure out if you're lying.
Okay, so do an insight check, and Simon, give me a roll, and then apply the appropriate number.
Oh
Okay.
no.
Oh, well, I'm still good.
Simon is indeed telling the truth.
And alright then. My insight is +5. This is almost like... Oh, you didn't even need to roll the one. Well, what the fuck is up with Goliath? Well, anyway.
They're actually quite pleasant company once you get to know them.
Oh, I'm sure they are. Sheriff, I would like to make it clear that I slept with my scarf around my face as per you.
That's fine, yeah.
Well, anyway. You'd best get your armor on. We have a long day ahead of us.
Yeah, I shrug into my chainmail. Get ready to...
You spend the next 5 minutes gathering up your bits and pieces, putting on your greaves, and putting the chainmail on, getting all the padding in place, tying it up, so on. And what do people want to do during this time? Behold, at this point, Queglod, you've noticed that he's just walked down the hallway and gone up the stairs to the tavern.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna, I guess, get my coat on and stuff, and then head over to follow Behold.
Okay. As you head down the hallway, you see that on either side, because you were fairly close to the upper tavern, or the lower tavern of the two, and as you were heading down the hallway, you've noticed quite a few there. Quite a lot of the rooms are empty, from what you can tell. Whereas before, it looked like there were quite a few more people about, and you'd expect quite a few of them to either be sleeping in or, at the very least, getting ready or moving about in the hallway. But there's no one.
Interesting.
Strange. Perhaps there's some reason for this.
Malcom or Elsyan, what are you going to do during this time?
I'll go first.
I think I'm gonna go and try to arrange our transportation.
Okay. So, Elsyan, you watch as... do you say anything to to these two before you leave, or do you just leave?
I just leave.
Okay. You watch as Malcom silently leaves the room and turns the other way to the way Queglod and Bhold have headed, and he heads back towards the main courtyard of the Phoenix.
Okay then. I'm gonna follow him, curious as to where he's actually going, because obviously I don't know.
From a distance or with him?
From a distance.
Okay. Are you attempting to stealth this?
Yes and no. Try to avoid being seen, but not really.
Okay.
I'll stealth.
Give me a roll, and I'll just but it's not like you're making it main. Yeah. So, what's your passive perception, Sudz? Should be below all of your stats on the left-hand side of your character sheet.
13.
13. Yeah, you notice this. You notice that he's following behind you, but he's not doing it out of spite or thievery, that sort of thing. He's just curious.
I just ignore him.
Okay. As you continue to head down the hallway, you get to the double doors. You open them up, and you see inside the courtyard that this is where the majority of people are at the moment. You can see that everybody seems to be gathered around in the center of the main courtyard, and they all seem to be talking with one another, and you see the head of the Phoenix currently standing on what seems to be some form of like makeshift stage, which they put out when it's necessary, just made of bits of old wood and planks, kind of like an easy to put up stage blocks. And you also see that... actually, give me a perception check for this bit. You need to hit R. It's R. There you go.
Think like a pirate.
There you go. Yeah, you can see that over the far way near the doors to the area where you went in previously, where the two guards are currently standing, you can see that there are two dire wolves currently, or you can see the two dire wolves that you know currently lying there, kind of in wait almost, but you don't see the Baroness around.
Oh, please tell me we get to ride the puppies.
I go and ask somebody where she's at.
Okay. Do you head over to that general area, or do you just ask the first person you see?
Just ask the first person I see.
The individual turns around to you and goes, "I don't know. I've just been called here to listen to what the boss has to say."
I guess I'll stick around and listen and
Okay.
see what's going on.
So what's being... You get the gist of what's being said. Elsyan, you'd also hear on this. Do you walk up to the side of Malcom at this point, or are you staying back still?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I'm walking up.
So you walk up to the side of Malcom, and both of you hear that the gnome, the head of the Phoenix, is currently shouting to everybody about getting prepared, what things they need, that the end of the Ratkin has come, and that they're going to be prepared for in the coming week or two, that they are going to be taking down the head itself.
Okay.
And just rallying everybody to get prepared and be ready for for your return.
Seems you guys have made quite an impression around here.
Yeah, I suppose it's... I always make an impression. People just seem to love me for some reason.
About to say, most of the impressions you make are bad ones.
You're not. Shut up, Harlan.
I'm your conscience! No.
No, that is me. So it's at this point that you can see that the general crowd is they're currently just clumped up into groups, seemingly groups that they've pre-organized, and they're all currently talking to each other. From the nearest one, you gather that they're all talking about what gear they need to get ready, what sort of supplies they might need, and so on. And you can see that there's an individual who, Elsyan, you, from your background, you gather that this individual must be some kind of quartermaster, going around and assigning jobs to each individual person and giving them the necessary gear. Some being given things like tinderboxes and fuses, others being given pouches of alchemical ingredients, some just being given things like swords and armor and things like that.
Okay.
And there's a few of these quartermasters wandering around. Malcom, as you're looking around for the Baroness, let's give me a roll. Okay. It takes you a little while, as the crowd's quite noisy, and they don't seem to be dispersing at all anytime soon. They're just kind of lingering for now. You notice that the direwolves have got up now, and they're currently standing there, looking at somewhere in the crowd. And you follow the trace back to it, and you see that she's currently walking towards the double doors, over into the area you previously went into.
I try to catch up with her and talk to her.
Okay. You run over. Elsyan, are you going to follow running, or are you just going to... What are you going to do here?
Well, the nobleman does not run, so I'm going to power walk behind.
Okay. You make it to the doors before the Baroness gets there, and she's currently just walking down the way. Elsyan following in suit, and stands and reaches next to you before she gets there. Ah, welcome. How can I help? Is there an issue?
I was just wondering if we could be able to possibly take Scar to this mission to take out that person that we were supposed to go after.
Well, give me a persuasion check. No. I'm afraid not. I kind of need him just... You know that I kind of need him just in case I need to get back to the capital in time. How about this, though? Same way as the Phoenix does it. If you owe me a favour, I can lend you something that might help you. I assume you're just trying to travel fast. Or were you going to use Scar in the battle?
We were just trying to get there faster.
I see. Well, if you're okay to owe me a favour, I have something that might help.
Yeah, I can owe you a favor.
Give me one moment. And, she walks through the double doors, and, two direwolves wait there, and they're currently just wagging their tails and currently just looking up at you, kind of kind of expecting you to either play, or maybe it's too serious for you to have time.
I reached out and pat them on the head pet them on the heads a little bit.
Okay. You reach down, you pet them. The two of them get excited and begin to lick your hand and that sort of thing. But they settle down and they both sit down again, and they realise that now is not the most appropriate time, but they're still excited about what might take place. Moment passes. A few more moments passes. Oh, there goes Simon.
I don't know how long it's going to be. I should be back soon.
Oh, what's going on? Is
It's dinner.
Oh, okay. No problem.
I mean, yeah, sure. I'll see you in a moment.
Okay.
I just saw your Steam message as well. That's Daniel. Sorry about that.
That's fine. As you're standing there and you're waiting, a little bit passes before she comes back. At this point, the crowd's mostly dispersed. They've gone into their groups. They've gone back to their stalls and daily life. A lot of them have funneled out at this point. Sasha, as you're finishing putting your armor on, you go to step out the door and you just see this flood of people just walking down the corridor. Do you wish to leave the door?
I'm diving in.
Okay, so you push into the crowd, being shorter than everybody else. Quite a lot of people don't notice you and they keep bumping into you. What way are you going?
Oh, I'm going to wherever food is.
Okay, so you're going, are you going up to the tavern, or are you going back towards the canteen?
Which is cheaper?
Tavern.
Tavern.
Okay, so going with the crowd, you head up the main hallway towards the tavern.
Right.
It's easy to follow the crowd. They generally just push you along. You have to do very little walking yourself.
I may at one point just let myself be just completely carried by them and just like...
They're not gonna carry you. They're just pushing you along, just with the press of the crowd. You eventually make it up to the tavern, and by the time you've gotten to like the base of the staircase, a lot of people have just filed off. Like nobody else is going up this way. They seem to all be heading off to different areas and districts that lead off, that branch off. And you head up the staircase, and you go out the door, and as you go out the door, the door won't immediately open.
Well. I'd knock on the door.
Okay. You knock on the door, and shortly after, the door is opened for you by the rather large orc individual who's on the other side.
Did we ever learn his name?
And lets you through.
Right. Thanks, buddy.
Into the under tavern area.
Alright. What's on the menu today?
You can see Bhold and Queglod are over in the corner. Queglod has managed to grab herself some toast and a salad, along with a few bits and pieces
I'm doing
of
me some
meat.
ominous whispers.
Bhold has currently got a large amount of meat on his plate, cooked bacon, sausages, and just large drumsticks, things like that.
Better. Right. I want to make ominous whispers and around him, very subtle. Like you can only barely hear them, and they're just saying, "Yeah, swallow that meat." Just that's it.
Okay, give me a roll.
Thaumaturge.
I know it happens, but this is for something else. This is for stealth. See if Queglod or Bhold notice. Okay, both of them know.
My stealth is not good.
It's -1, isn't it?
Yep.
Yep. Even with Behold's -2, they both notice you cast the spell and immediately just ignore it. Some individuals who are also looking around. One of them gets completely spooked out and starts panicking. One other individual asks where it's come from before his mate like points to you and the individual.
I'm just gonna wait. Do I
Gives-
notice them pointing at me?
No, not at this point. You notice them after the one who didn't notice puts up his middle finger at you and goes
I'm
back
just
to
gonna
eating.
wave pleasantly. Hello. Perfect.
Malcolm, it's at this
I'm
point.
probably gonna go.
Oop.
Oh no! After you.
Malcolm, it's at this point that the Baroness leaves the or opens the doors again and comes back out. And she's holding what looks to be some form of a package, which looks like it has two objects about let's say no more than 2 by 1 by 1 inches in size, and the package itself is wrapped in what looks to be some form of just a kind of like potato sack material,
Mhm.
and tied with a bit of string, and looks at you and says, "Take these two for now. They'll answer to you if you tell them that I gave them to you for now. Their names are Alex and Merith. Call on them once you leave the city."
Thank you,
And
ma'am.
I'll be expecting that favour at some point once you get back. Otherwise, safe trip.
Thank you.
She leaves you heading back through the door at this point, beckoning, and the two direwolves go back through. One of them gives you a quick, walks over and kind of like rubs itself against your leg, and then hurriedly goes in through the door.
Quick question here. I could totally ride a direwolf, couldn't I?
Direwolves can handle 200 pounds worth of weight, including your inventory, or one character, no larger than medium.
Great.
Fucking dwarves. What?
Question: was that in the character, and if so, did I hear it?
You would not have been there.
Damn it.
uh,
Oh right, because they're in a completely different spot, right?
yeah, we're completely different locations right now.
I forgot because Queglod and Bhold were there.
So, what do you do now?
I try to figure out what's in the bag.
Do you open it up, or do you leave them in there?
I leave them in there just for safety reasons.
Okay. Give me an investigation check. Okay. You can't gather too much. They're quite hard and sturdy. From what you can tell, they seem to be made of a cold metal of sorts. They seem to be some form of figurines.
Anyways, I guess this is our transport, so maybe we should try and get back with the others.
That might be a good idea.
Okay. So do you head for the main under tavern?
I think so.
Yeah.
What?
Okay. So you as you head out the main courtyard towards the down the hallway that leads up to the under tavern. You make your way down. A lot of the people have passed, but there seem to be quite a few people lingering and just talking to each other, chatting, leaning against the wall. Now that you're passing by, before when it seemed quite barren, you can see that a large portion of people have gone back to sleep. It seems that all the people who are here do things like night jobs when it comes to earning their wages and doing their jobs. They prefer the cover of darkness. And you head out and up into the under tavern. You get to the door, Who wants to try and open it?
I will.
As you go to push open the door, it opens without ease, and the individual on the large orc on the other side looks over at you and grabs the door before it fully opens, and looks over before realizing that it's you, and pulls the door open the rest of the way and allows you through. As you enter into the under tavern, you can see that there are all sorts of people currently lingering around. Individuals who all seem to be, a large portion of them seem to be wearing the orange scarves, the mark of the phoenix, and a large portion of them have either robes or hoods or generally rather dark clothing. A few of them wearing a little bit more light clothing. You see over in the corner, you see Bhold, Queglod, and Sasha currently just sat over there enjoying breakfast. Currently Sasha is... What were you doing, Sasha? You were getting a meal, right?
Yep.
Okay. You've grabbed a regular tavern breakfast on the house because you're members of the Phoenix for now.
Nice.
New members, as you've just been brought in, so you got the on the house until you earn yourself some wages. And you've grabbed yourself what seems to be some form of same thing as what they've got. It seems to be toast and eggs and a little bit of salad on the side. And you see, and Elsyan and Malcom, you see that they're over there in the corner.
Cool.
What would you
There
like
they
to do?
First I'm gonna go get myself something to eat.
Okay. You've spoken to the individual before. A large human individual with a large beer belly and a large apron covered in grease stains and that sort of thing. So, what can I get you for?
I'll take a couple apples.
Apples? Did you want them in a salad or just regular apples?
Just regular apples.
Okie doke. He walks over and grabs over what looks to be just some form of like a fruit bowl. Comes back over with an array of fruit, picks out a few of the good ones, finds what seems to be a little bit of a fuzzy orange in the bottom and throws it over his shoulder. Landing on the floor behind him and just passes you 2 apples. There you go. And enjoy them.
Thank you very much.
And how about you, elf friend?
Well, what is that? What is that for me to eat? Is there anything elven?
We have flatbread. Elven flatbread. That stuff's fairly common.
Yes, I'll have some elven flatbread. Yes! Love that stuff!
Good to know. Here you are. And he passes you what seems to be a plate of 2 fairly large bits of elven flatbread.
Nice. Thank you.
Good to know. You lot were heading out, right?
Sometime soon, I believe.
Not being nosy, but just wondering, which way are you headed? He's currently talking to
Which way
Elsyan.
were you headed, guys?
I know, that's why.
The Forgotten Forest?
West to the Wandering Forest.
Watering Forest.
You remember with the double woos.
I will remember. Oh god.
Oh dear.
Okay, so I've just made an extra character.
Wandering.
Oh dear.
But...
Well.
Well, oh, sorry, we're heading west.
Oh, towards the Wandering Forest.
Yes! What? The Wonder Way forward. Sorry. I apologise.
I knew the elven flatbed was a bit weird, but I didn't know it did that.
You haven't happened to put mistweed in it, have you?
Keep it down? Of course not. I don't want people suspecting.
Eh. What's the worst that can happen with some... Actually, no. No.
Yeah, I'm not going to answer that one. A lot of things could go wrong.
That is entirely true. I apologise.
Well, if you end up meeting, or if you end up going out there, there is someone who I would like you to speak to if you can. It's a Dragonborn fellow. He's fairly old, old friend of mine, in fact. His name is Suhaba. He does all forms of shopkeeping and that sort of thing. Not sure entirely what he sells these days, but he lives in a old tower in a town near the edge of the wandering forest. The town's called Oaksmith. They do a lot of lumbering and that sort of thing, so he's made good trade with the occasional adventurer and selling some forms of magical axes to individuals so they don't chip or break. I was wondering if you could tell him I said hi. The name's Gen. And he reaches out a slimy, greasy hand.
Is he reaching it out towards me?
Yes. Oh, sorry. I guess you're a little bit more civilized.
Yeah, yes.
Will you be okay to do that for me then?
Yes, I believe we can, as long as we get compensation, of course.
Compensation? Oh, I'm sure he'll give you compensation.
That's all I need to know.
Well, tell him I said hi. And if he asks how I'm doing, tell him me and the kids are doing okay.
Fair enough. Thank you. I'm going to go take my flatbed and go sit down now.
So you're all currently sat at a table, eating? Anything you want to do, or just... welcome back. You are currently sat at the table. You have acquired toast, eggs, and some salad.
Excellent. Right, I'll just kind of dig into that then.
Okay.
I assume I've just kind of been sitting around.
You've been sat with Bhold, just eating your breakfast. Sasha turned up and decided to cast Thaumaturgy to make some ominous whispers, spooking the living daylights out of a random person sat in the room, getting your attention, and getting a middle finger from another individual. And then shortly after that, Malcom arrived with what looks to be some form of a wrapped package and Elsyan alongside. They've just acquired their breakfast and sat down.
Okay. Yeah. What did you two get up to then?
Well, we got our transportation in this bag.
Oh.
Not really sure what it is, but we'll find out when we're outside.
I suppose so. Well done for getting that sorted out.
Yeah, but I'm not liking the favor I have to owe for getting this. Her favors
I
seem to be a
see.
little awkward sometimes.
When you say awkward favors, like, well, what kind of awkward are we talking about here?
Just kind of like not normal stuff that other people would ask for favors.
Right, I gotcha. Right. Okay. Wink,
No, you
wink,
don't,
nudge,
Sasha.
nudge.
No.
Right. Anyway, we'd best get a move on, because the longer we wait, the further that asshole gets away.
It's true. Well, hopefully whatever you have in that bag will be able to outrun them.
Hopefully.
Yeah, what was that whole deal? What? I'm still very confused.
And probably find out when we get back.
Right, let's do this thing.
Okay, so what are you doing
Well,
next? You...
I guess we're heading out to the gate.
Yes, if we are all prepared, I see no reason to delay.
Do you take in any of your scenery at all as you leave, or is it just straight to the outside?
Well, I'll be looking around, and I'll have Felipe sort of be like taking watch.
As you make your way out of the tavern, you finish up your breakfast, pass the plates back over to the barman, who puts them away and gives a thumbs up to Elsyan as he leaves. You make your way out of the under tavern through the fighting arena and out through the upper inn that you've stayed in previously. As you head outside, you see that it's a fairly busy day. There are quite a few people wandering around, that sort of thing. For the most part, it seems regular day outside. The area down to your left, where the High Chancellor used to be, down that road, there's still guards stationed there. There's still quite a few people wandering around. You notice that one of them has what looks to be some form of construct with them. Anyone who's interested, make a Arcana or History check, whichever one is higher. Anyone who is not, do not bother. Was that a pickup or a roll? I didn't see it. Okay. Elsyan, what'd you get total? Elsyan?
What? Oh, I muted myself because I was eating crisps. Sorry.
Right.
Yeah, so that was with Arcana or History, right?
Yep.
It's still 6. It's still a +6 anyway.
So it's 18. And Queglod?
My total is a 12.
Okay. So,
So that's one.
Elsyan, you can see that what's over there is an automaton, a large iron golem made out of arcane magic, moving cogs and stuff. It's not something that you saw very much in the Elven Kingdoms, but when you came to the Empire, you saw a few of them wandering around with more higher-up individuals, kind of like as guard dogs, almost.
Okay.
And Queglod, you haven't seen these kind of things before, but you can sense there's a form of arcane presence to it.
So I don't know what it is.
You can tell that it's some form of a golem made out of like plating and that sort of thing. It seems to be mechanized, but you don't know, and it has a little bit of arcane coming off of it, but you don't know entirely what it is.
Okay. Can I benefit from my to know where I can like find out about this sort of thing?
Yes, so you'd be able to find out with the general idea that you know that it's arcane in nature. It's also
Yeah.
researcher. Yeah.
Yeah. So I know sort of where I could go to look for
Yeah.
more information about this sort of thing. Okay.
Yeah. So you know where to go, seeing as you know it's generally under the general category of magic and mechanics, that sort of thing. You could probably pinpoint it down fairly quickly after going through a few books.
Okay. Well, I'll make a note of that then and move on for now.
Okay. As you turn away towards the western gate, heading out that way, small troop of regular guards walk by. They seem to all be fairly cautious. Anyone who is trained in perception, I would like you to do a perception check.
Hey.
Yeah. Okay. Both of you,
13.
Malcom, you knew this previously. This is something that you've known about, but you haven't really paid attention to. And you're now starting to notice this, Elsyan. There's a large amount of people wearing orange scarves. Guards, civilians, shop owners, all forms of people. if you were to guess, there'd be about 40 to 50% of people wearing orange scarves. Malcolm, you know that well over half the population in the city is part of the Phoenix.
At what point do you think it's going to be like we have the entire city here? What now?
Huh.
Yeah, at what point does it stop being an underground society and just become a society?
Well then. Interesting. Well, it seems like everyone's a member of our little group of friends.
After mentioning this, Queglod and Sasha, you notice it as well, that there's quite a fair few people around
yeah.
here wearing them.
I
Strange we didn't
suppose you're right.
thought it was just the fashion in this town. Interesting.
It's strange to think that so many could be involved and yet for it still to remain a secret to outsiders.
Well, not many people really talk about it too much, so...
But why not? Surely you must get those who run their mouths a bit too much.
Malcolm, if you want to roll me a history check, just to see how much you know about the Phoenix from your stay here since you got here. What's your history?
My history is minus...
Okay. You know for the most part that the Phoenix itself has been around a very long time, and any forms of natural knowing about it have become a myth. To the point where if you told a townsperson, I'm a member of the Phoenix, they'd probably turn around and call you crazy.
We're more of a myth to people.
That would seem so strange for what looks like a large majority of this city. That's just strange, that's all. Now Elsyan's questioning whether anything was like this back in the Elven Kingdom. Was there a secret cult that I wasn't known about? Anyway.
I guess you'll have to find out someday.
Da da da!
As you make your way further down the street, you come to the western entrance, a large set of double gates. The same ones that you came in on, from what you can remember now from a few of the memories now flowing back to you. Looking at the double gate, you can... It feels kind of strange to you. Something's changed, but the double doors, the gate itself is still there. There's a large set of just some form of hardwood with metal rivets in it and all forms of plating and bits and pieces all over it, and the large hinges at the corner. They're currently open, allowing people to come in and out. Few horses and carts coming through. And the outside of the city just seems to be a kind of like a secondary checkpoint. So you'd have like a circle around the entrance of extended wall, shorter wall but still extended. And inside seems to be just kind of like a waiting area for individuals if they need to verify their paperwork. And there's a series of arches around the lower portion of this section, leading out into fields and roads beyond.
Hmm.
So, what do you do?
So, seems now is as good a time as any to take a look at what's in that bag.
Ah, yes, the bag. I completely forgot about the bag.
The bag that you like sold your soul for.
Yeah, that bag.
Yeah, that minor thing.
Just a small bag.
Yeah.
I open up the bag and take out the things inside.
Easy enough to unwrap. String's fairly loose, and you undo it, open it up, and you see inside 2 bronze figurines of animals. I'd like you to give me a nature check with advantage, because you've seen these before. Oops. Nope, not them. Yep, then roll the other one when you're ready. Okay. So, you recognize these as griffin figurines.
Oh!
Oh, these seem interesting. I set them on the ground and say their names.
Okay. As you set them on the ground, a faint glow begins to swirl around them. One of the guards nearby pays attention and looks over at you, and quickly wanders over, along with another guard, and they go, "What's going on here?" And as he says that, these 2 large griffins just appear, and the bronze statues, the bronze figurines just disappear, and these 2 large griffins stand before you.
Well, that,
What on earth?
that
Hey, you're gonna have to speak to the High Templar. You're gonna have to come with me. Someone gonna have to confiscate these animals. And he just yells that out to a bunch of other people, and some guards begin to walk over, and other individuals who are currently in the waiting area just seem to calm down their horses and stuff. And the 2 griffins are currently just standing there, and one of them turns around and goes, "You're not the mistress?"
The griffins are talking.
"Yes."
Okay then.
"Who are you?"
Malcom, the Baroness said that you told me that you guys could be able to help us out getting somewhere.
"Tell us our names and we'll believe you."
Alex and Marith.
Well, he's truthful at the least. It's at this point that a guard has seized you, Sasha, seeing as you are kind of exposed outside of the edge of the party, just grabs you by the shoulder and starts pulling you away.
Guys, little out there. I am going to resist.
Okay. Give me a strength
I am
check.
resisting arrest.
Give me a strength check. Okay. You are currently standing firm against the individual. Neither of you is managing to pull away. His grip is very tight on your shoulder.
That is an 18, by the way.
Yeah, he rolled a 19, so cancels out.
I am.
Mm.
Fair.
And
Right,
so yeah, he's just
fella,
holding onto
fella,
your
fella.
shoulder.
They're just travel animals. Calm down. You wouldn't do this for a horse, would you?
Well, no, but horses don't operate out of thin air.
What? Have you never seen a griffin before?
No!
Well, this is what griffins do. I have no idea about this. I am just saying that that's all. This is all that I know griffins do because I know it's a griffin because I've seen pictures. But that's what I'm going with here.
Give me a... I'm going to say persuasion because you believe it yourself.
Oh, sorry, just ignore that. Ignore
Yeah,
that
that's
one.
fine.
Nice.
That is an 18.
Oh, he rolled 18 as well. He,
We're both very unsure.
Yeah, you're both very unsure. You believe it. And he looks at you and goes,
But I don't think you're lying. But
I don't know. I don't think you're not lying, but I don't think you know the truth either.
What
So
are you talking about? Look, okay. You saw a griffin appear out of thin air.
Yes, and that is why we are arresting you. It's at this point that a few other guards have come over, and
And
one of them walks over and tries to seize Bhold, who is going to resist.
Oh no.
Oh
Oh, no.
no!
Well, let's see how this goes. Oh man, yeah. As he tries to like grab Behold's arm, Behold just stands there and he just starts tugging. Tries tugging him away and nothing happens. Just Behold's just standing there looking at him. A smile creeps across his face.
Oh god. Right. I think Elsyan's gonna pipe up and just go. And what charges are you actually trying to arrest us on? For having griffins pop out in midair?
Yes!
Surely there is no crime against griffins popping out in midair. Might be because
Well-
you just didn't think about it.
I mean, like,
No,
tell
but-
me that-
No, but this
Yeah,
could be
why
some
not?
form of aggressive magic.
Do they look aggressive to you? Gesturing at these griffins. That
At
are
the
probably
villager
quite
standing
annoyed by
there.
Persuasion check.
Oh god! What's up? And that's a +1, so that's a 16.
I guess not. But fine. And he lets go of Sasha's shoulder. The one still tugging at Bhold is still trying, ever so slightly. Let's see how he does.
Well, just try to...
Oh, let's see. No.
Oh, no.
Nope.
No.
Just still trying.
Right. Well, Queglod, you go with Bhold. You equal each other out roughly.
You're calling Behold fat.
I wouldn't say fat. I would, however, say weighty. Considering he's about twice your size, and you're fairly tall for an elf.
Yup.
Fair enough. And I suppose the rest of us three are... Oh, I had to get on
there
a
we
griffin
go.
with you? Oh. Fine.
Don't worry, we can put Matthew between us, unless he wants to go with them.
Matthew? Who's Matthew? I mean Malcom, surely.
Malcom, is that his name? Oh, well, I've been calling him Matthew all this time. Weird.
This, Smashfist, is why you have no friends.
These the ones we're carrying.
Unfortunately, yes.
Right. And where is it you want to go exactly?
We're heading to the Wandering Forest.
West of the Wandering Forest.
And what direction would that be?
West.
West. He looks up into the sky, looking for the sun, and at this point, it's roughly around about 11 o'clock. At this point, you've spent a fair while underground and so on. Didn't wake up too early as there's no sun, and you've looked around and looks that way and says, "So out that way then."
Yeah, we have a mission to complete for...
Alright then. Hop on. We're only going to be around for a certain amount of time, so you better be ready.
Alright, everybody, hop on.
Very well then.
Who hops on
And,
where? Behold's just gonna get on one of them, and there's just this sits down on the back of the other griffin.
How about I join Behold then, and the rest, and you three take the other one.
Fair enough.
I can probably carry you three. Should be fine.
Very well
Right
then.
then.
Right, I'm just gonna perch in front of Behold.
Okay.
Hmm.
Perching in front of Behold, the other griffin looks over and kind of gives a nod to whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready.
Looks
Right,
like we're set.
nod at him.
Him? Who's him?
Him, the griffin that was...
Okay, the griffin.
Just so he knows that whenever...
I guess we're good to go then.
Yeah.
Alright then.
Let's
And
go.
the guards at this point are currently just all watching a lot. You've kind of made a scene, and quite a few of the crowd members are just looking at what you're doing. And the griffins begin to take off, flapping their wings and flying upwards slowly but surely, making their way upwards before going into a climbing flight upwards, making their way up and up and up. At this point, you're starting to realise it's getting cold. Queglod, you have the installation of Bhold, who is immune to altitude coldness, so you're perfectly fine.
Yeah. As well.
Malcom, you're not used to this sort of climate, so I'm going to have you do a constitution check. Sasha, you're from this sort of climate, so you should be okay. And Elsyan, I'm going to have you do a constitution check as well.
These are such unseemly what temperatures. Ah, fuck.
Okay. You were both finding it generally rather cold. Nothing too desperate at the moment. You're shivering a bit, but that's about it. The body heat from Sasha seems to... Well, the heat from Sasha she's giving off seems to be suffice enough.
Yeah. I'm trying to warm myself up even more.
I'd prefer it if you didn't shake like that. You were heavy with your armor enough anyway.
Sorry. Question. I'm a bit curious. What exactly was with that whole summoning thing?
We're griffins.
They do that! I knew it! Right, awesome. Yeah. How long have you been working for the Baroness?
I'd say since she was rather young. So maybe 14 years?
Oh, my good. Long time. I take a guess those little statue thingies would have teleported back to her when they were used, or...
Statues? No. You don't understand. We are the statues.
Oh, you are the statue. Oh, I thought they would have been like a summoning thing, but
No.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, the statues house our spirit, and when we are summoned, our bodies call forth, and we become our true forms.
Ha! Interesting.
However, due to the nature of this, we can only go so far. And at some point we will end up having to stop and drop you off, or you'll fall from the sky.
Probably not fun. Is it like a recharge rate or something, or...
You can't summon us for a while, but I'm not sure of the time. There is no flow of time where we come from.
Right.
1 minute we are summoned, the next... it is blackness. And then we are summoned once more.
Right, Well, I mean, on the plus side, that means that you kind of can't die.
That may be true, but if our figurine is destroyed, then we die inside as well. Any permanent damage done to the figurine causes us to take damage as well. Break off a wing and we lose a wing.
Okay, question. No, obviously I'd never do this. It's a horrible thing. What if you added something to it?
You can't.
Yeah, fair enough.
Anyway, how far have we got to go? To this point, it's probably been like 10-15 minutes flying so far. You seem to be going at a fairly good pace. Probably 2 to 3 times the speed of walking. And you can see quite a ways ahead you can see what seems to be some form of a forest, large forest, and near the edge of which there seems to be some form of hilled area that rises up, and atop that what seems to be a rather large plumed tree with some form of like a dome to it, almost. And you can see that there's bits of scattered land around, and of like small what look like ponds, and what look like some form of wetlands almost, where it's been turned into fields. Think rice fields, that sort of thing. And seems to be all forms of fields and water fields, and some forests and hills here and there. You can see off of the edge of the forest up ahead, you can see what looks to be, ever so slightly in the distance, you can see what looks to be a set of buildings and something more artificial, there we go, on the horizon, compared to everything else, which looks fairly natural other than the forced shaping of the fields themselves.
Doesn't seem to be too much further. I could already start seeing buildings. There was supposed to be a small town on the edge of the forest, so that might be it right there.
Okay, so that's where we're headed.
Oh, okay, quick thing. Can we check like a map or something first, just to make sure?
Do we have a map?
Nope.
Okay.
As far
Can
as
we
I'm-
roll for geography?
Yeah, go ahead, roll a survival check.
Oh no.
You have no idea where you are. You've just lost it.
I mean, it's still a 5, so I
You've
know we're
lost
in the
it.
same
You're
country.
flying. You're flying.
Ah.
You're somewhere above the Empire, but you don't know where.
Anyone else want to, do that?
I guess I can.
Yeah, how easily are we able to communicate between griffins?
Currently, the best
Given
thing
that
that you
we're-
can talk is that you'd be able to talk to Bhold, and the other three would be able to talk amongst themselves. It's kind of separate at this point.
Yeah, I guess I can do a
Yeah.
survival check.
Yeah. You know exactly where you are, and just from being told the general directions of where you're going, the town up ahead is Oaksmith, forest side of it, wandering forest. The rest of this seems to be just basic fields from what you can tell. You can also, as you're flying, you feel a slight presence, almost. Something eerie, as though you're being watched.
Well,
This is the first
That's
time you've
def-
noticed it.
that's definitely the town down there that we're going to, and I don't think that we're going to be a surprise to whoever we're going to.
What do you mean?
I just... I feel like... I just feel like somebody's watching us. I'm not totally sure if it's them or not, but I just feel like somebody's watching us.
Can I try and perceive this now?
You may. And Elsyan, you may as well.
Nope.
Yeah. You can feel this. There is some form of magic that is allowing some force to see you from far away. And just as you notice it, it disappears.
I ain't got nothing.
Are you muted, Elsyan?
I was muted.
Stop muting yourself.
Oh, I went to the toilet. I didn't think you wanted to hear that. I was thinking of you guys.
Well,
Anyway. Yeah, no, I'm getting the same feeling Malcolm has. There is something watching us. I think it's gone now, though.
We should land outside the town so we don't start up a ruckus like we did leaving.
I can do that. At this point, I'd say about 3 hours pass as you fly towards the town that you could see in the distance, and you're just nearing the edge of it.
So, do we have a plan when it comes to doing this, or what? Any strategy? Anything like that?
My strategy tends to be smash them with the Smashfist hammer.
Well, better than nothing, I guess.
And, you wanted to land just outside the town, right?
Yeah, I feel that would be best.
Righty-ho. Over the next 45 minutes, the griffins begin to descend slowly at a rate which isn't going to cause any harm or shock. You slowly glide down, swirling around in a spiral shape, heading further and further to the ground. Before you land on soft grass just outside the town. Probably like a 5-minute walk to the town at this point, just to get inside. And off to the right side of you, a little bit ways beyond, it would maybe take you 10 minutes to walk to the edge of the forest. At this point, it would be around about 3-4 in the afternoon. Getting towards 4. Is that all you require of us?
Yes, we should be able to take care of the rest from here.
As you wish. And the same blue and purple glow emanates from them, and there's a as they turn into back into figurines and just pat on the ground and the grass, shining in the sun.
I pick them up and I put them back in the bag.
Okay. You've currently got the bag, and I'll just say you put it in your backpack.
Yeah.
Right then, I suppose we should get moving.
Do we have anything we need to do in the town before we go, or?
I mean, we kind of have to find the person we're looking for.
Yes, I think we should get started on that immediately.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Right. Is there a tavern in town? They tend to be places where info can be gathered.
Give me an investigation check. At this point, you've walked towards the edge of the town, I'll say. Yeah, you can see from the general layout of the town, you can see that there's 2 taverns. One seems to be more of an inn for the regular traveller. The majority of it seems to be houses with the occasional lumber yard and storage area, barn house, that sort of thing. But you can see there's a tavern that's not currently too busy. A lot of the people might be out and about. You can see that there's a small marketplace in the centre of town. And you can see a blacksmith's off to the left of the tavern. And over the far side of the town, you see a taller structure than the rest, but doesn't seem too intricate from the outside. Looks just to be like the surrounding buildings, but taller.
Right, I'll check out the average one.
Tavern.
Yes.
As you all proceed to, are you all following here?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll stay together for now.
As you make your way into town, quite a lot of people seem to be looking at you, kind of expecting something to happen. There's a group of kids who seem to be out the window of a house, and they're currently looking out at you wide-eyed, mouths wide open in awe as you walk in, before the mother quickly, hurriedly, pushes them aside and closes the curtains, before standing outside and standing in front of the doorway.
Is anyone else feeling a little bit freaked out by this whole thing?
What do you mean?
They're all staring at us.
Maybe they don't get too many travelers coming through here.
This place does seem rather out of the way.
Yeah, but they must get some people. I don't know, something doesn't feel right. You know what? I'm gonna
Yes,
go
you're
ask.
not wrong there.
Yes.
Oh.
You said you were going to go ask.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up to the nearest person and say, "Hello, we're new to town. How are you?"
I'm good.
Sorry to bother you, but do people around here not get a lot of visitors? Because, I mean,
Not like you, and she begins to start backing away. Slowly and carefully. You notice this just because you notice different distance between people. It's something you're used to, and you see that slowly backing away from you.
I'm gonna step forward. I'm just going to politely step forward and say, when you say people like me, looking very,
Are you intimidating?
less intimidating, more like showing that I am pissed off.
Give me a roll.
Because I am assuming this is about me being short. Ah.
Right. Okay. What's your intimidation?
That is a 0.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So she looks at you and goes, "Don't take it personally. It's not.
Okay.
It's not you.
just because
it's...
I'm a dwarf.
No. Those beasts you were
Racist.
riding. They're...
Oh, those.
We don't see many of those around here, and the ones we do see tend to attack us.
Oh, wild ones, you mean?
Wild beasts, yes. And we were
Oh,
afraid
well,
that they'd come back.
Well, don't worry, they're perfectly domesticated and they won't come back unless we want them to. So, as long as everyone is kind and lovely and fine and helpful, all is well. There will be no angry griffins, I promise you that.
Okay.
Don't worry, no, it'll be fine. We're just here, we're just passing through. I don't suppose you saw a acquaintance of ours come recently, within the last couple of days, I'd think.
What did they look like?
Well, they changed their appearance a lot. Some sort of fashion thing, but they would have smelled of smoke.
Not that I saw.
Damn.
We did have a stranger stay at the inn the other day. Not for long, though.
They would have been in a rush. Yes.
The individual was, they were wearing some form of a long cloak.
I can't hear a whole word.
Oh.
You're lagging on my end, Simon. You've got 999 ping.
Yeah, same here.
That's your internet.
Oh, that is a
Um,
lot of ping.
Yep.
Shit.
Oh god, there's other symbols that I don't know. And
Yep.
he's gone.
And he's gone.
And at this
In the
point,
meantime, let's
yeah.
have a short break of da 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 da.
Be quiet, Harlan. What were you going to say, Sudz?
I was gonna say at this point I step forward and say, do you know which direction he went in?
I just saw him go into the tavern and apparently he left the day after. I didn't see him go, though. He stayed at the inn over there and points to the more inn-looking one versus the tavern.
Are there any people around here that might have seen him leave?
Innkeeper for one.
The innkeeper. That's the only one I can think of. Other than that, you'll have to ask around.
Well, to the inn we go then.
Right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Apologies for the stunning arrival. We didn't know, and we'll
Yeah,
try
sorry.
and make sure it doesn't happen again.
Okay.
Yes. Have a lovely day.
And she turns around and goes back to what she was doing. She hurries and she slowly walks away, not casually, but kind of, I guess you could say skittishly. She doesn't want to be arouse suspicion with any of you, but she also wants to get away from here.
Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Goodbye.
Still quite a few people are staring at you.
Right. Ahem. Shall we go for another one, or we just head straight for the... Oh, they've already gone. All right, I'm in the inn.
Okay. You turn around and you begin to talk. You have your eyes closed as if trying to lead, and then you open your eyes and you look around and everyone's gone. You look over to the inn and you see that there's Elsyan and Queglod currently walking over to the area, and Bhold seems to just be following on. Malcolm's just catching up with them.
Why did I get into the group of such a bunch of assholes? And then hurry them.
Okay. We'll take a short break here. Have a few minutes.
For Simon to reconnect.
Simon to reconnect. Yeah.
Back.
Oh god.
And he's back.
Yeah, yeah.
Do we
Welcome
want a
back.
break?
Yeah.
Just a little one.
Okay.
That is
cool.
Simon, yes.
Yes. Cool. We will take a quick break.
Okay,
Don't go
we'll see
anywhere.
how long this lasts.
And if you do go anywhere, come back.
Exactly. And I'll leave you with this. See you in a bit. Alrighty. Everyone's back.
Yep. Never left.
Alright, cool. Harlan?
I am here.
Sudz?
Ding dong.
Simon?
Nope, Simon's dead.
Simon!
Simon?
He
was
vanished
here, he was
again.
here a second ago.
There he
Simon?
It's strange because he messaged me. He said, I think everyone is back, and then I unmuted. But can't hear him.
I think he muted himself.
No, he's not muted.
No.
Symbols. Sending her a message.
I did the same. Okay, we can't hear you.
Simon. B.
Midstream technical difficulties.
Da 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 da.
Yeah! Oh god. I'm so glad most of the people in my halls have gone.
Come back for Christmas or something.
Yeah.
You're just staying there for the true Christmas experience.
Hiding from my family.
Hmm. How strange. Well, he's in tabletop and his ping isn't bad, so...
We can't hear you, Simon.
No, we can't hear him.
Maybe this is just him being, like, speaking at his normal level rather than shouting. As he normally does when trying to talk.
Maybe.
Have you been sending messages to him, Chris?
I sent, can you hear us? And he replied yes, and then I said, we can't hear you, so...
Okay. Alright, fine.
Yeah. Strange. Why does this happen?
How good
What about that?
this
There we go.
happen to
Hello.
me?
What about that? Ah!
There you go.
The fuck
My
did
mic
you do?
my fucking microphone settings changed. I
What?
don't know why that happened.
Discord update,
going for
maybe?
Yeah, well, okay, that's very strange.
Anyway, let us continue.
Yeah.
As you make your way into the tavern, you see a fair few individuals. Currently just about, grabbing a little bit to eat, but not too much. Nothing really to note. Just a few people around. Seem to be grabbing what food and drink they can. Probably just a midday lunchtime. It's about that time. For getting food yourselves. A little bit hungry. And even though you had a late breakfast. And you see that the innkeeper on the other side is a halfling.
You're in.
Running around and seemingly carrying bits and pieces. There are two what look to be there's an elf wandering around in what looks to be some form of a waiter's attire. Towel over one arm and carrying a platter with a series of food on it to some individuals. And you see that there's a fair few individuals. Some individuals look a little bit more posh than others. And a few people who look like they've just come back from the mill, working the lumber mill. And the halfling innkeeper sees you and says, "Ah, welcome! Welcome to my abode. So, how can I help you fellows?"
Yeah, hello, innkeeper. I think we could all do some lunch at about this time. We haven't eaten since breakfast.
Ah, good. I'll tell the chef. What kind of things would you like? Here's the menu. Passes you a fairly simple menu. There's a vegetable stew, which is going for 1 gold piece. Dried eel with blue cheese, going for 5 gold pieces. You've got smoked boar with some dried asparagus for 7 gold pieces. You have roast sausage and dried asparagus for 6 gold pieces. And you've got some roasted hare with blue cheese for a good 3 gold pieces. Drinks-wise, they have mead, cider, and perry, along with some basic ale. The mead is...
Question, when you say Perry, do you mean Perignon Blanc?
I don't know, just says tankard
No,
of perry.
No, it means peri peri. It's in
But
peri
like
peri
the
sauce.
sauce? Jesus.
No, Perry.
I've actually got a bottle of peri peri sauce in my room. That's weird.
Well, mead, cider, and perry. And ale. Each going for 5 silver pieces each.
To clarify, it's essentially pear cider.
There you go. The alcohol person knows.
I thought it decent that I looked that up because I was...
Yeah. So, when you're ready, feel free to order, and my waiter assistant will come round and collect the things for you. You can see that most of the tables seem to be made out of what looks to be iron, for the most part, and there are nice wooden chairs. Very well made. They seem to be quite well designed, seemingly made by someone in town. You can see that the craftsmanship in it seems to be from kind of new, so you'd expect it to be either from the city of Adamantia, or from the local area. The tables, on the other hand, are made to last. They're strong, and probably see a fair few burly lumberjacks coming in every day and having a drink and having a punch-up. So, they're made to last.
I'm okay. What?
Right.
Fine.
Suppose a stew or anything is there.
The vegetable stew?
Hmm.
Is that what you
Is there
wanted?
a meat version of it?
Not on the list, no.
I guess I'll have the hair then.
Okay, so that was 3 gold pieces, I think.
Yep.
Yep.
I will deduct it from my saving.
Do you have a drink as well, or...?
No. People couldn't afford me.
Elsyan, what do you get?
I get nothing.
Okay, I was about to say blue cheese is something that you'd be more accommodated with.
Well, true, but I don't have the money for anything.
Well, I didn't say... I didn't
Do you
ask
want... You can have one of your rations, if you wish.
Yes, I'll have one of my rations. I'll pull out the blue cheese from one of my rations.
Okay. You've just got this... You've got this, like, half... you got, like, a quarter of a blue cheese wheel. And,
Like a full quarter, and you just start eating that.
yeah. and
Nothing else. You just
pulls it out, and there's a bit of elven flatbread with it, and puts it on the top, and just starts kind of pressing it down to create like a kind of like a thin layer of it across the top. Mark off 1 ration in your inventory. There should be a quantity of 10, so just reduce it to 9
Yeah.
or 7. Can't remember. What would you like, Malcolm?
Apples.
They don't have apples.
Then I'll eat one of my rations.
You eat one. You eat your rations. You pull out.
By any chance, do you only eat apples?
No, but apples are nice.
They're his favourites. And you pull out, kind of following suit with Elsyan, you pull out a what seems to be a pouch containing a clump of apples. There's a good 6 or 7 here. Mark off 1 ration in your inventory. Bhold pulls out a sack of gold, puts it on the table, and looks to you, Queglod, and points towards the roasted sausage and dried asparagus. Simon?
Oh no.
Simon?
I'm just having issues again.
Yeah, seemingly. Internet's being weird. I don't know. It's strange. Anyway. We'll assume he counted out, and that is the roast sausage and asparagus, which was 6 gold. And... can't ask what he wants either. We'll ask when he comes back. So, you'll... who's going to be doing the ordering? At this point, the elven waiter comes over and says, "Can I help you all?" Oh, hey Simon.
Can you hear me again? Okay,
Yep.
right.
Hey.
I didn't actually change anything. I just set it back to the same settings I had before, and now it's accepting my microphone again.
Strange.
So I think it might be Discord that's acting up. I don't
Hmm.
know. Well, let's see. Let me know if I go
Strange.
mute again.
Okay, will do.
I'll fix that.
Yeah. So you count out the gold for Bhold and give him back
Yeah,
the
I'll
rest.
help him with that.
Yep. And what would you like? Simon?
Mute again.
That didn't last long.
I will stew sake.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, what?
That was just
What?
lag.
Yes. Okay.
That's okay with my microphone. That was working the whole time.
Hmm.
Right.
Stew was that? You said vegetable stew?
Yes.
Okay. Just mark off. There we go. That's his gold. Okay. And you grab the stew. The stew was 1 gold piece. So mark that off.
Yeah.
And the waiter walks over and says, "How can I help you?" And he takes your orders. Very good. He nods to Elsyan respectively, and turns and walks back to walks out back, seemingly with the piece of paper where he made the notes. Are you wearing any crests on you, Elsyan? Your
Me?
family
Oh.
name.
I don't think I am.
Okay.
Not anywhere visible at least. There'll be...
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Possibly under my robes on my standard clothing under them, but no.
Okay. Fair enough. Promptly he comes back with your meals and places the plate on the table. Here you are. We have the vegetable stew, and we have the boar that was asked for, and we have the sausage and asparagus. And pulls that up and eats that down. I know the hare, not the boar. And is that everything I can help you with? Excellent. Now,
Yes.
Yes, I think that's everything.
when you're ready to pay, and places the bill on the table, and enjoy your meal. And he turns away and goes to other tables, taking their orders and that sort of thing.
So we'll need a plan for this afternoon. We need
This
to
evening?
know.
What time's it,
Well,
Gus?
It was just hitting 4 o'clock when you got into town, so I'd say that it's about 4:05 at most.
Oh,
They're
okay.
still around 4 o'clock.
This is a very late lunch.
Well, you had your breakfast at around about 11, so
Yeah, fair.
yeah.
we've still
Right. I'm going to
some time
try
left.
to gather
Okay.
information.
Okay. Give me an investigation check.
To clarify, I'm just going to go up and ask the innkeeper. I hope you realise that.
That's fine, but I'm going to tell you what's around the room first. So, around the room you see a series of individuals. Quite a few of them seem to be lumberjacks. One catches your eye. You see a female human wearing a long white robe, as it were. Seems to have some form of a symbol hanging around her neck. You can see that she has brown hair, green eyes, and she seems to have two armoured individuals with her, both wearing full plate armour and carrying swords and shields with them. And they seem to be enjoying their lunch, and none of them take any notice of you looking around. You can see over in one corner that there's a rather roughed up dwarven fellow. He's got this massive axe next to him, probably used for cutting wood, you assume. Seems to be covered in dust and bruises and all sorts. He has 3 tankards in front of him, and only one of them has alcohol in, from what you can see.
My kind of man.
You can see the innkeeper currently dashing around, welcoming a few individuals who are currently coming in for the mid-afternoon meal.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see that there are a few other individuals, local people from what you can tell, humans, elves, half-elves, a few dwarves, a few more halflings, and you see off in the corner you see a gnome with what looks to be some form of a metal gauntlet, currently working on it with some form of a nail, just turning bits inside of it, and just working on a contraption over in the corner. Large spectacles that cover about half of their face, and making their eyes look huge.
Well, I'm going to go up and talk to the innkeeper.
Okay.
That was my plan all along.
How can I
Well,
help?
I'm going to-
How can I help you? The innkeep's about the same, a little bit smaller than you, but not too far. I'd say about chin, nose height at most.
Hello there, friend. See, the reason
hello.
we're in town is we're trying to find an acquaintance of ours because we can't contact. He should have been around here. Dark robes. Should have left. I believe yesterday it should have been. Might have smelled a little bit of smoke.
Oh, yes, we did have someone like that come through.
Nice.
Might I ask your name?
Yes. I am.
I should. Okay, quick calling out to people. Out of character. Do you want me to do like a fake name?
Well, I don't know. I assumed that you had a plan.
Oh God, no! You've met me,
That
right?
was that was a mistake, really.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Is there a reason why we're sending them to talk for us?
Scary enough, they are the best choices for this.
It's that we can't get them to shut up.
I'm not gonna lie. Even though Bhold has low intelligence, Bhold still has higher charisma than everyone.
Oh yeah.
Just a bit scary, really.
Yes, my name is Matthew.
Matthew. Okay. Give me a deception check. What is your deception?
I don't like it when you ask that, Chris.
It's close. I'll give you
I
that.
really don't like it.
It's close. I'll give you that.
Oh, it's 0.
Oh, okay. I see.
Right. Yes, I'd say he's an acquaintance. It's more of like a work acquaintance we got to track down for our boss.
I see. Well, I believe he he headed into the Wandering Forest. I believe he said he was looking for some old ruins. We warned him not to go because of the recent uprising of spiders, but he was looking for some old ruins in there. We've only seen them on occasions, and from most of the people stay away from there.
Damn him. I've got to stop running off into these dangerous situations. Anyway, thank you for your help. We'll go and try and make sure he doesn't die.
That's not technically a lie, because I want him brought to justice. I'm just saying.
Thank you for your help. Right, I'm just gonna... can I say, lovely establishment we have here.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yes. Anyway, bye now. Thank you for all your help.
And I'm traveling. I'm going back to the table.
By the way, when you wanted to pay, just hand it to me. It'll be easier.
Oh, okay. I hand over the money, because I'd already taken it out of my...
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll tell the others as well.
You pass over the, I'm going to say the party gold that was used there. We'll say they reimbursed you.
Sure.
So yeah, you head back to the table and you sit down.
Right. So, first of all, I just paid the man, so give him my money.
Alright, I'll hand him over a gold coin.
I'm just going to assume you'll pay me, because
Yeah, well,
I have no idea how much.
Yeah, well, I owed you 1 gold coin, so I'll hand you that.
Yeah, okay. I'm not taking any more money out of my account, so that you do pay me.
Yeah.
Right. So, he's in the Wandering Forest. Went to look at some ruins. Apparently, there's been a recent uprising of spiders. I say we enjoy a nice lunch and then go in there and try and hunt him down.
Excellent. Well done, Smashfist.
I am just
Good
as
plan.
surprised as you are that this worked.
You're making a plan?
I
What?
know. I'm a bit freaked out as well.
Queglod and Elsyan, you notice that Bhold has just shoveled a bunch of the dried asparagus into his mouth and is now just picking it out of his teeth after like spitting it all back onto his plate, seemingly not enjoying the asparagus. Obviously not knowing what it was, and just starts picking it out of his teeth bit by bit. So, what do you do?
I enjoy my hair.
I'm glad you like your hair. It's a fabulous beard.
It is.
Wait, you can't
Right.
see my beard.
Tries to set fire to beard.
Go ahead.
Oh no, the last time I tried to fuck with you and your beard, it went badly for me.
Oh yes, I'd forgotten about that.
I haven't. I never forget.
Now, for the two who don't know what's going on, let's just say that Harlan enjoyed some nommings on Sam's beard.
After I tried to nom... It was weird. It was a weird situation with Harlan. Please bear in mind, this still wasn't a tabletop game, not real life, just making that very clear.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, Sam could never successfully grow a beard.
Oh, no. Okay.
Ouch.
Right, back to the table. Alright.
Oh.
Did he leave?
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
You're so mean to me. Granted, I deserve it, but still.
Aw.
We're mean to each other. It's how we hide our deep love for each other.
So, back to the table. What would you like to do? At this point, the rest of anybody else has been looking around or watching this happen have also seen the people in the room.
I've talked to my person. If you want to go talk to other people, you do it. I'm enjoying my...
I'm kind of curious as to that one woman was with the 2 armored people with her.
Okay. Do you want to do a distanced investigation check, or do you want to walk up and talk? Or anything else you got in mind?
I will try to walk up and try to talk to her.
You stand up from the table and you walk over to the table. The two guards immediately look at you. One reaches for his sword, and the human just goes, "No, it's quite all right. How can I help?"
I was just over there with my friends, I guess you could call them, and I was just wondering, who are you and all that, because of the...
What's with the guards? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you seem a bit nosy, do you not?
Nah, I'm
He
just
is. He definitely is.
I'm curious because you look a bit out of place in this setting.
Well, it's true. I'm not from here. I've travelled from the city of Adamanthia. I come from the church there.
The church.
You know that
I'm
there's a
sorry,
large
did I hear the
cathedral
word
within.
church?
You know that there's a large cathedral within the city. The large cathedral itself isn't well known. It used to be like a head area for a large amount of like I guess you could say it's seen better footfall than it currently has. So it's not as well known, it's not as well kept. And there seems to be less care for it now. Give me a history check, and Sasha, give me a history check, just to see it, or a religion check, sorry, to see if you know the deity itself.
Are you sure it has to be hit? It doesn't matter.
Religion.
Both of them are awful. Yep.
No, well, that was me as well, right? Was it?
You can if you want, yeah, seeing as you're from
I don't.
nearby.
Nah, you didn't.
That is an 11.
Okay.
Nah, don't worry about it.
You know, Sasha, you know and recognize the symbol around her neck. The symbol is to Motalan.
Oh, Motalan.
The Dragon of Light. Well, I'm from the main cathedral within the city, and I've been sent out here to do some things. So I'm afraid I can't tell you more than that.
I was just wondering. Yeah, you're right. I'm a little bit nosy, but that's kept me alive, so...
Very true. How about you and your band of companions?
We're out here on some business from the same place. Well, not the church, but the same city.
I see. Might I ask who sent you, seeing as you know who I am?
They could tell you. I'm not really sure who sent them. I just tagged along with them, so...
Ah, I see. Make a persuasion check. I'm gonna say I'll say with advantage, so roll again after this and take the higher of the two. Just because... effectively you don't know. You know nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
8.
Yeah, she knows you know nothing. She rolled well on hers. I see. Well, I hope your mission goes well, and hopefully we're not here for the same thing.
Hopefully not.
I'd also like anybody at the table to give me a quick perception check. I'll roll for Simon. Oh, wait, no.
That's alright.
Simon's there.
Yep, I'm here. Sorry,
Can I perceive?
Oh no.
Yeah, you can perceive. Everybody at the table can perceive. You can also,
Lovely.
Malcolm. If you wish to.
That is at least a 22.
Okay. Malcolm and
13.
and
for
Sasha. Oh, and Elsyan
me. That
then.
comes to 30.
You notice that one of the guards has a orange scarf around his right arm.
Oh.
Mm.
I'm just gonna like move my my orange scarf about just subtly.
I kind of like
One of the
show-
the guards just looking. The guards are just looking at you blankly, and the one with the orange scarf gives like a gentle nod to Malcolm.
I go over and sit by him.
What, by the guard?
Yeah, so I want to figure something out.
Okay. So at the table at the moment, it's not a large table. We're not talking like a dining table. We're talking like a round table. So if you sit down, you're going to be sat at the last position at the table, in between the two guards and opposite the priest.
So do you guys enjoy your duties of protecting? Talking to both of them.
It pays well, so I guess so.
I forgot what I was gonna do. So I'm just gonna leave. I forgot.
They just awkwardly watch you walk away as this tiefling, currently covered in what I can only describe as druidic, like a robe, mantle, and shirt, talks to their priestess, sits down, asks them if they like their job, stands up and leaves.
Right, I'm gonna like swap in with him and go, sorry about my friend. Did I hear that you were a worshipper of Talon?
I didn't say it, but yes.
Lovely. So you said church and with the thing on your robes. Anyway, hello, I'm a cleric. I love learning more about religion. Well, obviously Talon is a big one, but I haven't had the chance to learn anything about religion in about a good 30-odd year.
I see.
Any chance of hit me with the whole spiel? I am very much interested in all religions.
I guess. Well, I mean, Motalin is the Dragon of Light, the savior from the one who helped us. Granted the power to the Dawn Marshals,
Right.
the ones who protected this land previously from the scourge of Ringar. After a great battle was fought, Motalin gave the Dawn Marshals great power and weapons to defeat Ringar and his minions, finally vanquishing him until came the time when they eventually passed. And Motalin proceeded to bless us with her wisdom and her guidance, but never showing her true self, never granting such power to anyone since. They say that some say the Dawn Marshals were a myth. Others believe otherwise, and I personally believe that they do exist. And somewhere there must be what we're looking for.
Right. Very. I thank you so much. I thank you.
No worries. May I ask,
Anyway.
your friend said that you'd been sent here on a mission. Mind if I ask what?
Well, what do I say? We've been sent to find someone. That much I can tell you. They were here recently. Black cloak, smelling of smoke potentially, a man, well, we've got to find them. It's very important that we do. And apparently they were here, and well, we're just on the search for them. That's all. Not. I don't suppose. How long have you been here? Don't mind my asking.
I arrived here just this morning. I came from the city. I've been travelling for the best part of 2 to 3 days.
Oh, you mean the name of the city that we were just at?
City of Adamanthia, yes.
Adamant. Wait, that was the one we were at, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, I was like making... I wasn't entirely certain though. Oh, Adamantia, yeah, we just came from there as well.
You got here so soon? How?
I didn't say when we left off, so you've got no reason to say that at all. But...
I didn't see you on the road, so...
we came... Well, obviously not. You came this morning. We came midday. Anyway, so yeah, just... I'm sorry, I've got to point out all of the inconsistencies.
Yeah. That's fine. You're travelling on a straight road through barren land, effectively.
Well, yeah, but we'd have been behind her. It's like the important bit there.
Not by far, but yeah, okay, fine. Caught me then.
We came via... flight. Via, some, summoned beasts. Griffins. It was griffins. We came via griffin.
I see.
Yeah. Very quick. Very nice. It does make you feel a little bit funny if you're not used to it. My two of us, the elf, and the Tiefling were a little bit fuzzy about it. But, well, it is what it is.
Well, I hope every luck on your mission.
Yeah, thank you very much. May we meet again, and good luck in all your endeavours. May the blessings of Aladra be upon ye.
I do hope so.
Anyway, byes. Have fun. And I'm going back to the table now.
Okay. Does anybody else care to do anything?
Just a brief moment here. The fuck was that, Malcom? You just got up there and then just awkwardly turned away.
I lost my train of thought on what I was trying to say. I wanted to figure out more from the guard, but I wasn't sure how to
Fair.
say it without the other
Fair.
hearing.
No, it's fair. This sort of interrogation is not something that comes easily.
Yeah.
Besides, it does seem like you did learn a few things.
And
Anyway,
Well, I'm done with my food.
regardless, if we've all eaten and we've all paid, I suppose it's bedtime to be heading off to the forest. We'll have a few hours of daylight left. Yeah. I'd say it's worth getting started today.
Okay. So, as you bid the innkeeper farewell, and you head outside the inn, you look around. It's fairly calm, fairly peaceful, and you begin making your. And you see that there's a few areas around town. People are less concerned about you now as time has passed, and you begin to make your headway towards the wandering forest. And that is where we shall end our session, because it is almost time.
Okay.
So, thank you all for joining. Next one will either be on the 28th or the 4th, if that. So, hopefully we'll have a session then. And hopefully by then, Simon, your internet will have got rid of its hiccup. It will have
Hopefully.
ironed out its hiccups.
Yeah, let's see what's... let's see if I can figure out what's going wrong here.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's fine. And unfortunately, Infernal couldn't make it, but hopefully he'll be able to make it for the next one, so we shall see. So, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.